The victor is dead, never to be forgotten as long as Rome will dominate Alba. Forget you all the murderer, as I, the first in loss, have forgotten him.
And from among the Romans one replied,
Longer than Rome will dominate Alba, shall not Rome be forgotten?
And with it, the example it has given, or not given, weighing one against the other with merchant scales.
Or, undoubtedly, distinguishing between guilt and service of the one indivisible doer of different deeds.
Fearing the impure truth, or not fearing it.
Since half an example is no example, and one has not reached its definite end,
walks crab-wise towards nothingness in the course of time.
The laurel was stripped from the victor.
And from among the Romans, one bowed before the corpse and said,
Victor, let us remove from your hand, from you who feels no longer, the sword that we need.
From among the Romans, another one spat upon the corpse and said,
murderer, give up the sword.
And the sword was torn from his hand, for stiff in death his hand had locked around the sword's hilt.
So that the fingers had to be broken
Of the Horatian, in order that he surrendered the sword.
with which he had killed once for Rome, and once not for Rome, bloodied once too many.
so that it may be used better by others, that which he once used well, and once not well.
and the murderer's corpse, split by the executioner's axe, was thrown to the dogs to tear to pieces, whole of it, so that nothing remains,
Of him who killed another human being unnecessarily.
or as much as nothing.
And then the voice was heard of him who was both victor and murderer for the first time after the trial had started.
And the Romans all remained still and silent.
Before their eyes, the murderer's corpse.
In their ears, the victor's voice.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, you know my deeds, and you decided for my fate. And same as you, I wanted my death, because death will guarantee my honor. I shall not boast of my feats of bravery. My sword will show everything my hand has done. And as I wish to be remembered for my service, only my death could thus preserve my fame. I'm sacrificed for my glory, not for my sister.
These were the last words they heard.
And from among the Romans, one asked the others,
How shall Publius Horatius be remembered by future generations?
and the others with one voice answered,
He shall be known as the victor over Alba. He shall be known as the murderer of his sister.
In one breath, both his service and his guilt.
and he who names his gift, but not his service, should dwell among the dogs, himself a dog alike. And he who names his service, but not his guilt, should also dwell among the dogs.
But he who names his service at one time and his guilt at another, differently speaking from one mouth at different times, or differently for different ears, should have his tongue torn out.
That is to say that words must remain pure.
Because a sword can be broken, and a man can also be broken.
But spilling man's blood on the earth isn't the only way to break him, or many, many united.
But words, they fall into the swirl of the world irretrievably, making things recognisable or unrecognisable. Deadly to people is the unrecognisable. each went back to work, clutching with him, next to hammer, plough, awl and quill, the sword.